Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to really congratulate Honorable Donya, and I will submit my recommendations to her to be able to add on to the bill. Thank you.
Well said. But I hope, Honorable Muhera, I hope you know that you can also do amendments yourself. You can actually file amendments to this bill yourself. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Before I give it to member for Kibwezi West, in the public gallery are students from Kamuwongo Secondary School. Kamuwongo Secondary School is in Mwingi North constituency in Kitui County. They are here to follow a proceeding this morning and to visit Parliament, and we welcome them to the Hollow House of Parliament. There's the member from Mwingi North. You got 1 minute, if you must.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to welcome students from Kamuwongo Secondary School in Mwingi North constituency. I want to welcome them to this Parliament, the August House, just encouraging them that it is a step in the right direction. It reminds me of those years when I was their age, when I used to come and sit where they are seated and watch the likes of Martin Shikuku debate. Little did I know that one day I will be the Member of Parliament for Mwingi North. So I want to tell them that I also wish them well, that at some point in their life, they could find themselves in this house. So welcome and feel indeed in the right place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The Honorable Jessica, I'm informed that you actually had convened on this parallel motion, a bill last time, and when you started the House today, you're not in, so you lost your 8 minutes. Approach the chair. Approach the chair, please. And as she does that, we'll have the member from Mwingi West contributing. Approach the chair. As she does so, let's have the member from Mwingi West contributing.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. From the onset, let me thank Doreen, the Kisii County MP, for bringing up this bill at a time when you witnessed over the weekend the Russian scandal. I can call it scandal because exposing the women, it's a very insensitive matter when it comes to that issue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this bill is seeking to align it with the new constitution of the Republic of Kenya we got in 2010 by including the role of Cabinet Secretary in creating awareness of sexual offenses. Mr. Speaker, we note with concern that we have got so many sexual offenses bills which have been introduced in this Parliament, starting with the one which was introduced by Njoki Ndung'u. But the implementation of the penalties in that bill has really been lacking and also not given too much attention to offenders, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this bill, if implemented properly and all the stakeholders place their role they are supposed to do, it is going to reduce the number of unwanted pregnancies in our women. Secondly, it is going to reduce, or rather to curb significantly, issues of teenage pregnancies, which we have recently witnessed in Kenya, and the cases are actually arising. I like the fact that it has talked about sexually transmitted diseases. I recall last year when I was reading a section somewhere, a newspaper, there's a lady who was actually she was bragging about, or rather, she was very proud, exposing the list of the number of male partners she has infected with HIV. And this was out of order completely, Mr. Speaker. By implementing this, we are going to curb the issues of sexually transmitted diseases. And also, we need to actually institute severe penalties of the perpetrators, of people who expose others to sexually transmitted diseases knowingly, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the bill is also going to curb immorality. Prostitution is not it's a criminal offense in Kenya. Actually, it is criminalized. And most of the time, these prostitutes, when they go, Mr. Speaker, just ignore them. I know they want to.
Order. I would if you didn't go where you're going. You're going on a terrible tangent. The Honorable Member for Suba South.
Yeah, thanks, Honorable Speaker. Is it in order for the Honorable members to mislead the House that prostitution is a crime under our laws? The only crime is living off the proceeds of prostitution. That is what I know to be the crime under our laws.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. He is out of order, but I'm sure you also informed him, so he's now aware. Proceed and talk.
Mr. Speaker, prostitution may not be illegal in Kenya, but it is an immorality itself, and it is against religion. And our Constitution recognizes the supremacy of Almighty God, Mr. Speaker. That is why I'm saying it is an illegal exercise in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, going forward, I would like to say the law is not static. We need to keep on amending this sexual offense bill in many ways by, first of all, ensuring there are heavier penalties for the perpetrators of sex offenders, Mr. Speaker. The other issue, actually, we need to do is to educate victims, the procedures they can undertake when they actually become a victim of sexual offenses, Mr. Speaker. Like, for example, when a girl is exposed in this act, she may never know where to start and how to do it. She may even end up saying she will be stigmatized, or rather she will be discriminated if she reports the issue, Mr. Speaker. And this is going to create awareness, and it will be best practice for us to protect our society, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the bill also needs to compel the health sectors, or rather the health centers, actually to provide emergency medical attention if somebody is sexually exposed, or rather is raped, and there are no medical attention given to her or to him, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I fully support this bill. Thank you.
Asante Bwana Spika kunipatia nafasi nami kuchangia kwa sheria ya makosa ya kijinsia. Nashukuru mwanzo Mheshimiwa Doris Donya kwa kuleta mswada huu wa muhimu, wa sheria hii ya muhimu. Kwa hakika kuna watu wanapata shida, wananajisiwa au mambo mengi yanatokea, lakini hawajui sheria, hawajui haki zao. So sheria hii itaongeza ufahamu ya makosa ya kijinsia, ili watu wafahamu haya makosa ya kijinsia makosa gani. Sengine mwanaume anaweza kukwambia mwanamke kitu kwa mdomo tu, lakini ikawa ni makosa ya kijinsia, lakini wewe hujui, unanyamaza, unavumilia. So ni vizuri watu wote, watoto, wanaume, wanawake wote wajue yale makosa ya kijinsia. Na tuseme haya makosa ya kijinsia yanatokea kwa wanawake peke yake, la, hata kwa wanaume yanatokea. Kwa hivyo sheria hii itamtunza kila mtu. Haimaanishi hii sheria ni ya wanawake. Makosa ya kijinsia ambayo nitayataja kidogo ni haya: ubakaji, picha za haramu, mashambulio pia. Ubakaji unatokea na watu wanaficha. So watoto wa siku hizi wakijua sheria zao wao wenyewe, hata mzazi akificha, wanafunzi wakifundishwa kwa shule wajue haki yao. Hata mzazi akitaka kufanya hiyo maslahi, mtoto mwenyewe hatakubali. So mimi napongeza zaidi mheshimiwa, kwa sababu ataokoa jamii. Hii sheria itaokoa jamii. Kuna mambo yanatokea mbalimbali hata kwa sisi viongozi wanawake. Kuna mambo mengi tunaambiwa, sisi tunavumilia, tukiona itaharibu, itafanya hivi, lakini huwa ni makosa. Nchi zingine ukienda ukimpata msichana pengine ako kwa reception, kuanza mambo yako, hiyo unashtakiwa kwamba wewe umemkosea. Sio hapa paka ifanywe kitendo ndio tumkosee, uwe umekosea. Ile kutamka tu huwa umekosea. So ni vizuri hii awareness watu kujua iende paka kwa shule. Ianze kwanza paka shule za chekechea. Ianze huko, msichana ajue au mvulana ajue kwamba haya ni makosa. Na tena wazunguke Kenya nzima. Iwe na kitengo pale ya kusema hii sheria, maana sheria ikiundwa ni ya Kenya nzima. Isiwe tu ni hapa pa town wanafanya awareness au wanaitana kwa mahoteli. Iwe wanaenda wodi kila wodi au eneo bunge kila eneo bunge, ili watu wajue haya. Kwa sababu sahihi, Bwana Spika, inakaa ni kwa mbunge au kwa women rep. Na ukumbuke sisi pia tunatafuta kura. Ukienda ukizungumza ushae kama adui. So itabidi hii ifanywe program, kama itaanza kwa machifu au itaanza kwa nyumba 10 au itaanza vipi, isiwe kwa boardroom. Iwe itafikia wananchi. Kwa sababu saa nyingine mzazi anaweza mzazi akasema kwamba mimi kwa sababu ya hii aibu acha nifiche hii. Kwa sababu kwa mfano mimba za mapema. Kule kwetu ikitokea mimba ya mapema, mtu anaona hii ni aibu. Sasa katika aibu hii wanataka kuificha. Sasa katika kule kuficha ndo anaendeleza makosa. So kutoka kwa walimu, kwa jamii yote, community yote, ili ijue haya ni makosa na makosa yatafuatiliziwa vipi. Pia ziwekwe mbinu, manake haya ni maoni mazuri, lakini maoni lazima kuwe na mbinu kisha ya kufuatilizia. Kuna sehemu huwa hazina polisi karibu, huwa hazina wasaidizi karibu. Hasa zile sehemu hata mtu akajua haki yake, kufuatilizia kupata haki yake inakuwa shida, ndio ubidi anyamaze, aone afadhali nifiche kwa sababu itanigharimu pesa nyingi. Kuna wakati inafika msichana pengine amenajisiwa, lakini haraka ataosha, hajui kuhifadhi zile. Na ukifika kotini ni kweli amenajisiwa, lakini judge ataamua kwamba hakuna ushahidi, kwa sababu ushahidi mzazi yeye mwenyewe kwa alificha, aliharibu. Kwa hivyo sisi kama kule Lamu nilijenga nyumba za hifadhi. Hizo nyumba za hifadhi ziwezeshwe ili ziwafikie mashinani watu, kuambia yatakana ukinajisiwa ifanywe hivi, ifanywe hivi, ifanywe hivi. Kama vile sisi tunavyokwenda mbio tukiomba kura na kujitangaza. Na haya mambo lazima yawe kwenye board, ziwekwe kwa ma-TV, ziwekwe program za kuhamasisha watu kwa maredio, ili sote tuchukue jukumu, kila mtu kwa upande wake ahamasishe. Inaweza kuwa hii sheria pengine bado, hata sasa hivi tunaweza sisi kama haya leo mazungumzo inaonekana sehemu nyingi, hii ni mwanzo ishaanza kuonesha kwamba sisi tunaongeza ule ufahamu wa makosa ya jinsia. So sheria ikiendelea na huku sisi pia tuendelee. Na pengine sengine unaona pahali huko, either ni mwanafunzi shuleni au ni sehemu za kazi, utaona pengine kiongozi yuko pale atatumia ile nafasi yake kuendeleza haya makosa. Kwa mfano pengine mtu wako kwa position, hufai kupata promotion mpaka aanze kulegezeana macho au muanze kuambiana maneno mengine ndio upate promotion. Hizo zote ni makosa ya jinsia. Inafaa kama kuna mwajiri anafanya vituko kama hivyo, ashtakiwe na tuone mtu amefungwa kwa sababu hiyo. Na kufungwa kwake ni sheria kuwekewa mkazo, kwa sababu wale majaji wanatumia hizi sheria. Haya tunataka tuseme yote ni kwa sababu ya upande wote. Wasichana wetu au wavulana wetu mashule wanapitia haya mambo mengi, na pengine wanaficha kwa sababu ya uoga, au saa nyingine hata sisi wazazi ni wakali. Mtu akija kuambia mimi nimefanywa hivi, wewe unaanza kuwa mkali mpaka mtoto anaogopa kukwambia. So anadhalilishwa hata pengine na mtu wake wa nyumbani, mjombake au mtu wa karibu, kwa sababu saa nyingine tuna ile tabia ya kusema mheshimu huyu. Tunafundisha watoto mheshimu huyu, mheshimu huyu. Anaheshimu mpaka anaguswa mwili wake na yeye bado anaendelea kuheshimu. So ni sisi pia wazazi tuhakikishe tunaangalia watoto wetu na tunawafanya marafiki wale watoto wetu. Asante Bwana Spika.
Thank you, Speaker. I also join my colleagues in supporting this Bill 78 of 23 that seeks to create awareness on sexual education in our schools. Though, Mr. Speaker, we have enough legislation around this area, we need also to ask ourselves, what are the causes of these behaviors? What causes rape? What causes defilement? And many of those ills, sodomy, name them. Before we start creating awareness in schools, Mr. Speaker, I believe we as parents, we have a responsibility to guide our boys and girls as they grow up. We have not been able to do well as parents of this nation on this area. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, we must also help our children and protect them from exposure of some social media sites that incites them and they grow with that spirit, which eventually leads to these acts. Speaker, in Huisero Sub-County, the year 2025, we did instruct our principals and head teachers to give us a list of all girls that were pregnant. Speaker, we realized that by the end of that term, that's term 3, we had about 31 girls who were pregnant. Some of these girls were impregnated by even their relatives. Some of them were impregnated even by teachers, by even community members who care less about the future of this generation. As we discuss this awareness, we must also know and also appreciate that our judiciary has not been firm enough in dealing with these culprits. Sometimes you find somebody who has defiled a young one is given a bond of even 20,000 because there's not enough evidence, giving an opportunity to do more and creating this havoc to the community. Mr. Speaker, we are fighting a Russian guy in this country who, from where I sit, has been able to supply electricity to our women more than what Opionai is doing to this country. Why did this guy find himself in that?
What did you just say?
I said there's a Russian guy who has been misusing our ladies in this country, posting them on social media. On social media.
There's nothing out of order, Honorable.
There's nothing.
What is order? What is out of order, Honorable Millie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he needs to actually give the correct information. He didn't say what he just told you. He said there's a Russian who is supplying electricity. I think, Mr. Speaker, given the fact that even what that Russian guy is a form of sexual abuse against women, it is actually wrong to then demean it by equating it to supplying electricity.
Did you actually
He did say that.
Honorable Baseka, did you actually say this? The Russian guy is supplying electricity?
Yes, Speaker.
And what did you mean by that?
You see, electricity is in different forms. You can have electricity that we use in lighting our homes. We have electricity that excites our partners. So maybe the context is the difference. But I mean, this guy has been in this country hoodwinking our women, calling them names, taking their videos, exposing them.
So if that is what you meant, Honorable Baseka, then I would ask that you withdraw the use of the word supply electricity.
I withdraw the word he has been supplying electricity.
Okay, proceed.
Now, Mr. Speaker, I was saying that the Kenyan government, through the Immigration Office, must now up its game in ensuring that they do vet all tourists who are visiting this country, knowing their backgrounds, and even ensuring that they know what exactly these tourists are doing in this country. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill. Thank you.
The Honorable Jessica Mbalu, you got 4 minutes to make your contribution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll use my 4 minutes. Mr. Speaker, I had already said that I support the SOA bill by Honorable Ndonye, and some of the issues that I had not spoken about, Mr. Speaker, as I was consulting in our consultation room, is that, Mr. Speaker, the SOA bill will ensure that our children are protected from school. And very important to note is that SOA is not for female only. And when I say SOA, I mean?
I would suggest you use the word SOA in its full form.
Sexual Offences Amendment Bill. That sexual offences is S is for O, A is Amendment Act. So, Mr. Speaker, it is true that a sexual offense to a person, either a male, female, it causes psychological trauma, social stigmatization, infections, and unwanted pregnancy, among others. This bill by Honorable Don has gone to define the offenses, like, for example, rape, defilement, indecent assault, including unwanted touching of the other sex, Mr. Speaker. Some other things that we need to look at, Mr. Speaker, even as we bring more amendments to the bill, as we go for the third reading or even other proposed amendments as a bill, Mr. Speaker, you will find that we have technology-facilitated abuse, like what the honorable member was saying. We need to also incorporate the bill to the schools, and this was brought very well by Honorable Karori Omondi, who has a bill that is almost before the House, trying to marry everything to the school curriculum, and also to have the education sector incorporate. So we will discuss it as the bill comes in. Mr. Speaker, very important, the bill is seeking not to allow out-of-court settlement. We have seen areas and parents and relatives going to settle out of court, and this is not going to cure the stigma in the affected or the survivors, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker is also seeking to put high penalties to the offenders, Mr. Speaker, so that at least we can reduce or we can make sure that the offense is stopped. It reminds me of my bill in the last parliament, Mr. Speaker, which we need to revisit, on the GBV one-stop center. A one-stop center where a victim will find a counselor, will find a doctor, will find some legal assistant, and even a place to hide to avoid more harassment, and also to get immediate treatment, yes, to ensure that the survivor can be taken care of. So I'm going to follow up on the bill, the GBV one-stop center, so that we can have all our, the victims being taken care of immediately, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am on record. Also, we need to look at other issues like the age. I have a police post in Mtito one day, Mr. Speaker, when I went to visit the inmates. I found a very young boy, very young, and the explanation by the...
Please wind up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. the young boy who was 18 had sex with a small girl. So the boy was picked and the girl was left. So, Mr. Speaker, it's also good as we do our amendments, we look at some those areas as we bring forth so that we can have a bill that is inclusive. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Millie, I hope you can make your point in 3 minutes, because we have to wind up this. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll try to make my points within those few minutes, but I request that you make it 5. Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy that we are looking at the issue of a sexual offences bill amendment, and I want to thank Honorable Donya for bringing this bill. Mr. Speaker, I was actually the author and architect of this bill. When I was in civil society, I wasn't in parliament at that time, and Honorable Njoki Ndung'u then sponsored it in parliament, and I want to thank her for the excellent work she did. Mr. Speaker, after many years since the passing of the Sexual Offences Act, it is evident that there are many teething problems, and Mr. Speaker, because where the rubber meets the road is when you actually then see where the challenges are. And there are many, many issues that have been highlighted, that have been noted in the implementation of the Sexual Offences Act that actually calls for a comprehensive review. And I know that there is a task force that is working on a comprehensive review, and I know that the bill will come with a more comprehensive review. But I want to thank Honorable Donya that even as we are waiting for that, she has brought this piecemeal amendment. Some people were opposing it. I don't think there is a problem, because even if you bring piecemeal amendments, it will still deal with some of the issues that we are confronting. One of them is the issue of awareness that has been epitomized by the comments by Honorable Aseka, that even within this house, we need awareness on issues of sexual offenses, because sometimes we end up even victimizing the victims, Mr. Speaker. That in the case of the Russian guy who has actually victimized women, really the people who should, the person who is a victim, yeah, the women, not the Russian guy. The Russian guy is a criminal. And yet, if you actually see the way people are talking, they're actually celebrating him. I don't understand why, because sex is not a crime between adults. It may be an issue of morality. It just may show that we have moral decay in this country, and perhaps it's something that we may be challenging our religious institutions, why they are not effective in ensuring that we are not facing moral decay. But it is not a crime. So what is a crime is that if you have sex in private with a fellow adult, that you go out and share that, that should be a crime. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, somebody has mentioned the issue of technology-facilitated sexual abuse, affecting especially young people, but also affecting adults, as we have seen in this case. We must amend the law to provide for technology-facilitated sexual abuse. But above all, I want to thank Honorable Donya because of the issues that she's raised, but especially the issue of awareness. And we must rethink and really move away from our traditional notions about abuse. There were days when a woman wouldn't be married unless she's a virgin. Half the men here are marrying women who are not virgins, and nobody has taken you to court for not marrying virgins. But you cannot criminalize people because of morality. Criminalize people because of criminal activity. Abuse is abuse. We need to understand what abuse is, and that's why it's important. But we also need to create awareness with our young people so that they do not find themselves in situations where they may end up getting harmed. For instance, I keep hearing people talking about the way people dress and all that. It is not a crime to wear a short dress. But we need to inform our girls that there are people with the terrible minds, that when they see legs, they think it's an entitlement to abuse girls. So we need to also get our girls to be safe and to take the first responsibility for their own security. The reason why I actually pushed for the Sexual Offences Act then is because I worked at the Cradle. And when we founded the Cradle, it was support children who are in conflict with the law. But the cases that ended up coming to us were children who were sexually abused. And Mr. Speaker, some of them were cases which could be avoided if we had given better awareness both to our children and to the community in general. Because my time is up, I wish to support and congratulate Honorable Donya. Thank you.
Done. Honorable Donya, you have the chance to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like, before I make my final submission, to give Honorable Dorothy 3 minutes and Nzengu 3 minutes. So we start. So I can give Melly 2 minutes. I think that will be enough. Then I thought it was 15, mine.
Donya, you know you have 10 minutes. So if you
I can give Dorothy 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead. And let's make it 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I too want to add my voice to this very important amendment and thank my sister, Honorable Doris, for bringing this amendment before this House. Honorable Speaker, the principal object of this bill is to amend the Sexual Offences Act, Cap 63A, and to mandate the Cabinet Secretary responsible, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that there is public engagement and public awareness on sexual offenses. Honorable Speaker, a lot has been said in this House, and I want to very quickly say, when we come to sexual offenses, Honorable Speaker, the perpetrators of these acts are people, in most cases, who are well known to the victims, Honorable Speaker. It is people who are very close, especially when it comes to children and young girls. And in most cases, Honorable Speaker, these voices are so silenced that they don't raise it even when it happens. Sometimes they are very traumatized if it is a close relative who has abused them, and they cannot highlight it because of the stigma. Honorable Speaker, also, we have lost our girls through femicide, Honorable Speaker, because they end up in hands of people who are well known to them, and then they end up being killed, losing of life. So these particular offenses have impacted so negatively in our communities, Honorable Speaker, and it is the high time that we stand in the gap and do something. Thank you, Honorable Donya, for bringing this amendment before the floor of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Zengu.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity once again to contribute to these amendments. And I want to thank my sister, Honorable Donya, for donating that 2 minutes to me. I just, from the onset, rise to support the amendment, and particularly the fact that the Honorable Member is proposing to amend the law to allow or to compel the Cabinet Secretary in charge of legal affairs to do promotion and awareness creation. So, because I think a lot of people may not understand what it means by sexual offenses. And therefore, we have young people who are like students, and sometimes they interact with the adults in the form of teachers or even parents or caregivers, and sometimes they are subjected to sexual harassment, and they may not be able to detect that they are actually being harassed, and it is an offense that is being committed on them. So I want to support the fact that, yes, the minister or the cabinet secretary should be able to create awareness in all institutions, whether institutions of learning, whether institutions of healthcare, like people who get sexually harassed in hospitals, when the doctors are mishandling a patient, that is also sexual offense. And if we remember the case of Alliance Girls, remember it came up 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago, where it came as a confession of old girls who had been subjected to a lot of sexual harassment by the teachers that were supposed to take care of them. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the amendment. Thank you, Honorable Donya.
Honorable Meli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this bill, and I want to commend Honorable Donya for really giving us a very good bill. And this bill on clause 7 gives express direction to the Cabinet Secretary for Education to ensure that sexual offenses that affects learners, especially those students who become pregnant, those who are stigmatized, those who are traumatized. The bill expressly tells the Cabinet Secretary to establish programs, to establish safeguards, to ensure that those who have been actually affected by sexual offenses, the teenage girls, and at times even the boys, Honorable Speaker, the minister is supposed to develop programs of guidance and counseling, develop programs on how to ensure that these students or these victims do not fall out of the education system as a result of the problems of sexual offenses. Honorable Donya, I want to commend you because this is a problem that is very prevalent in our society. Sexual offenders are known individuals within communities, and they affect children. They stigmatize them, and in fact, they traumatize and even affect their educational programs in the community. So I want to say that this is very important, and Honorable Speaker, it is an express direction to the ministry and to the officers and to the directors of education within, so that the offenders are actually allowed to continue with their education. And I support. Thank you so much.
The offenders or those offended? Thank you. Honorable Donya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Kindly, please, I give Honorable Adipo 1 minute.
Yeah. Honorable Donya, you'll
Yes.
proceed to reply.
Okay, no worry. Honorable Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the honorable members for their insightful contributions, ranging from informing the public on the importance of this bill, which I majored more on advocacy and awareness. The members' contributions were very welcoming. They noted, Mr. Speaker, that we should not encourage arbitration matters when it comes to sexual offenses, that we should not make things look nice when they are not nice, Mr. Speaker, like becoming soft on saying that we should not have sex education, while we know well, Mr. Speaker, sex is very important. No one can run away from it. No one came from Mars. We all came out of this act when it is done properly, Mr. Speaker. There is some agostopia behaviors, Mr. Speaker, which need to stop. And when we address them out, for example, we tell our people, when there are people who look at you seated or they start talking ill of someone else's body, how it looks like, you start telling us, look at her, you have big breasts, as if you wanted her to leave the breasts at home. You have big body parts. Such things, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about it, it's not that it is an offense. Rather, those are things which happen, and we live with them. Let us, as Mama County from Kisii, I encourage our people to come up and speak about this issue of sexual offenses. We all accept it is a big challenge. Even government should be very intentional about protecting the lives of our young people. And in fact, these amendments, Mr. Speaker, they are sufficiently vital, as they will always safeguard everyone in our society in curbing child sexual abuses, because this has remained ugly and uncouth in the society. Mr. Speaker, while Kenya has made significant progress in strengthening its legal framework against sexual offenses, the persistence of these crimes in our society calls for renewed and deliberate action. For a robust law to achieve its purpose, The people need to fully understand its provisions, their rights, and the mechanisms available for protection and redress. This objective given to the Cabinet Secretary is simple yet weighty. It seeks to move beyond recreative enforcement and embrace proactive prevention through education. Honorable Speaker, by mandating structured and nationwide public awareness initiatives, this amendment will ensure that every Kenyan understands what constitutes a sexual offense under the law, the rights and protections available to victims, the legal consequences faced by offenders, and the procedures for reporting and accessing support services such as counseling. No one should ever feel embarrassed, Mr. Speaker, when reporting matters.
Please proceed to wind up.
Honorable Speaker, it is important to note that whereas the bill mandates the Cabinet Secretary responsible for legal affairs in consultation with the Cabinet Secretary responsible for education to establish programs to safeguard, protect, and promote the right to education of victims sexual offenses, it is the Ministry of Education that is responsible for making and implementing policies on the right to education, including programs to protect and promote the right to education of victims of sexual offenses. Therefore, this proposal may be amended to excessively leave these functions to the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Education to be responsible. I hereby, Mr. Speaker, wish to beg to reply, but I request you don't put a question because I don't think if we have quorum, Mr. Speaker. I beg.
Thank you so much. The putting of the question on this bill will be, as requested, be made the next time. We have the capacity to do so. The next order.
Order number 9, the Teachers Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2024, second reading.
Honorable Abdul Haro.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to move the TSC amendment, to move the TSC Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2024, to be read a second time. And as I do that, Honorable Speaker, I'll give a context. Honorable Speaker, statistics indicate that there are more than 3,300 head of schools and deputy heads of schools in acting capacity. Honorable Speaker, other estimates by teacher unions indicate that up to about 99,000 teachers might be acting in various capacities. This is a significant backlog in acting position, which has created a leadership crisis in schools, making succession planning a big headache for stakeholders. Honorable Speaker, some of these acting administrators of schools have been made to act for a very long period, some for 2 years, some for more than 2, some for substantive feeling. Advertisement is made, and sometimes somebody is recruited in that position as a substantive head teacher or a deputy head teacher, bypassing the person who has been acting for 2 to 3 years. And these administrators, during the period they act, they don't enjoy any acting allowance or any special duty allowance because of the way their contracts have been designed. Honorable Speaker, some of the acting administrators hold even more than 2 acting positions or one acting position. For example, somebody is given an acting position as a deputy head teacher in a certain school, and then after 1 year, he is taken to another school again to act as a principal, making that person become having 2 acting administrative positions. Honorable Speaker, these prolonged acting appointments without compensation erode motivation, it discourages retention, and weakens succession planning in schools leadership. It is as a result of this that this bill seeks to formalize and entrench fairness in acting appointments to be made in a structured manner, and streamline allowances that go with it. Honorable Speaker, the bill defines the period of acting to be between 1 month to 6 months, after which the acting administrator, after which the position could be filled substantially, either by the acting administrator or whatever mechanisms that picks on somebody else. The bill also provides for the qualification and remuneration for the appointment in acting capacity. Honorable Speaker, the bill also prohibits appointments in more than one position. There are some countries, Honorable Speaker, which have grappled with this similar problem, and they have had some very good case studies that we can learn from. For example, in Finland, acting administrators are clearly defined and compensated within structured career progression frameworks, ensuring fairness. In South Africa, acting appointments are formally recognized with acting allowances for stipulated period. It is with that kind of a background and context.
Chairman, for the benefit of the chair, we are not all teachers. Acting as what?
I had said earlier, acting either as a head teacher or a deputy head teacher.
Okay.
So we call them acting administrators of schools.
That has got to be clarified. It doesn't seem to be. It just says acting, teachers. You
Acting-
don't act as a teacher. If you're a teacher, you're a teacher.
Acting administrators either as head teachers or as
responsibilities, yes.
as
So
deputy
maybe
head teachers.
you
Therefore, I beg to move the bill to be read a second time, and I'll ask Honorable Dorothy Muthoni to second. Thank you.
Honorable Dorothy Muthoni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is important, Honorable Speaker, for this House and for those listening to know that the Teacher Service Commission is an independent commission established under Article 2.7 of the Constitution of Kenya. And the Teacher Service Commission has a clear mandate on what they are supposed to do. One, teacher management, registering teachers, recruiting teachers, promoting teachers, transferring teachers, disciplining, and even terminating the services of those teachers. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that this particular amendment of the Teacher Service Commission, Bill number 27 of 2024, is very crucial and important for us as registrators. Honorable Speaker, I want to laud the MP for Mandera, Honorable Arrow, for bringing this amendment before the floor of the House. Honorable Speaker, of importance, Honorable Speaker, and what this bill is seeking to amend, it is to bring to a stop to fair administrative practices by the Teacher Service Commission. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, protection of teachers serving in acting capacity and protection of teachers in general, Honorable Speaker, it is the responsibility and the mandate of the Teacher Service Commission. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to say, as the mover has just indicated, we have practices where in our schools, administrators, principals of our schools, head teachers, deputy head teachers, and senior teachers, they have been subjected to a lot of anxiety, torture, and torment, Honorable Speaker, when they are given responsibility and they are told to act. And in the acting capacity, they are responsible for the day-to-day running of those institutions. But, Honorable Speaker, they keep waiting, agonizing, without knowing their fate, when it takes up to 2 years, 1 year, 6 months in acting capacity. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, this bill is seeking to have a clear direction on how long a teacher or a principal or a head teacher should act before being confirmed. And Honorable Speaker, this bill provides a statutory framework governing acting appointments. And the proposal that is indicated herein, the duration, which should not exceed 6 months. And Honorable Speaker, what we are saying, in these 6 months when that head teacher or principal is acting, they should be paid acting allowances, yes. Honorable Speaker, because they are fitting in that position and they do it on a daily basis, and this acting allowance should not be at the discretion of the commission. It is something that should be documented so that we safeguard the teachers of this country from exploitation from the person who is supposed to safeguard them, that is the employer. Honorable Speaker, number 2, we have enhancement in this bill of accountability and transparency by requiring consultations with the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. And when I say these consultations, Honorable Speaker, I have been a unionist. I am in this space, Honorable Speaker, to protect the workers of this country. And Honorable Speaker, we are saying workers should not be exploited at any one time, Honorable Speaker. And this is the more reason that this bill is seeking to ensure that if the allowances to be paid to teachers, if the allowances to be paid to administrators, they should be properly negotiated in consultation with the people who are mandated to talk and represent teachers in this space, especially the unions, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, and this standardization of remuneration structures, Honorable Speaker, the bill is consolidating various allowances such as housing allowance, hardship allowance, commuter allowance, responsibility allowances, transfer and special duty allowances into a legal framework. Honorable Speaker, we have seen incidents whereby teachers sometimes are subjected to transfers, yet the employer does not even care to know how that teacher moves from station A to station B. Honorable Speaker, this bill is seeking for a clear framework which will enable the employer to make sure that once a head or an administrator or any other teacher is transferred to station B, it is the responsibility of the employer to ensure that arrangements are in place, proper remuneration is documented so that these teachers can be paid that allowance before moving to the next session. Honorable Speaker, we are also talking about improvement of the teachers' moral and service delivery. Honorable Speaker, it should be predictable. Teachers should not work like they are not certain of their tomorrow. It is the responsibility of the Commission, Honorable Speaker, and this is what this bill is seeking to address, that teachers should work in a way that every time they are very certain of the future. And Honorable Speaker, I want to state if there is a field where structures should be proper, because Honorable Speaker, education in this country is what will carry this country to the one level to the other. And Honorable Speaker, when we talk about teachers being taken care of, administrators, it is because we mind about the future of this country. Because, Honorable Speaker, if we don't invest in human resource as a country, then we get it wrong. And the only way we can invest in human resource, Honorable Speaker, it is by ensuring that we have teachers who are well motivated, teachers who are well taken care of, and teachers who will always protect the interest of the children and the interest of this country. Honorable Speaker, as I wind up, I want to say this bill is also seeking alignment with the constitutional values. Honorable Speaker, the proposed amendments uphold Article 41, once again, of our Constitution, where fair labor practices, and reinforcing the Constitution mandate of the Teachers Service Commission, Article 237. Honorable Speaker, I want to say teachers are not seeking a favor for us to amend this Constitution. It is the right of the registrators in this House to support this bill so that, Honorable Speaker, as the teachers sit in the space of providing quality education to this country, they are not treated unfairly. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I seek the indulgence of this House. Let us all stand up and support this motion to support the teachers of this nation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to second.
Fair enough. Honorable members, I now propose a question. The Teachers Service Commission Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2024, be now read a second time. What's your point of order, the MP for Yatta?
Thank you, Speaker. I'm raising on a point of order, standing order 97, regarding the limitation of debate. When you look at the mood of the House, many members want to contribute to this particular bill. So I'm requesting if we could reduce or limit debate to 5 minutes to allow members to contribute. Thank you.
Fair enough. You want the debating the time allotted for every member to be 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes? Any other member who is willing to weigh in on that? Yes? Yes, Makilap. Are you supporting or you're opposing? You support? Yes. Fair enough. Anybody else who wants to weigh in on that? Yes, Honorable MP for Luanda.
Thank you, Speaker. I actually want to support the same because this bill is very weighty and important for us. So, Speaker, 5 minutes would be adequate. Thank you.
Fair enough. I presume that, yes, Dr. Gogo? Before
Thank
I
you.
put the question, yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to start.
Fair enough. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question. The debate on this for members be limited to 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes. As many of the opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Makilap.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to, from the onset, support these amendments. This amendment, the TSC amendment for 2024. Mr. Speaker, what the mover had brought forward, Mr. Speaker, is fundamental issues that affect the teaching profession. Mr. Speaker, when we say we want the Teacher Service Commission need to pay acting allowance to administrators of various cadre. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about a teacher being appointed as an acting principal, an acting head teacher. You know, that position should enjoy all other privileges that comes with a substantive appointment for it to earn respect in the institution. Mr. Speaker, if you are given a position that your colleagues in the staff room knows very well that there is nothing about it, you are just the same as many of us in this school, then that position will not come with authority and responsibility. It will not be taken seriously, even to those who have been appointed to that acting capacity. So, Speaker, and this is why we are saying, if just like in any other institutions or authorities, the circles of government, if you are appointed as an acting person, then you need to enjoy all that privileges or allowances that comes with that responsibility that have been bestowed upon. So, Speaker, where to teachers being appointed to act? Appointment as an acting senior teacher, an appointment as an acting deputy principal, or an acting principal, and sometimes even heads of departments
especially in big institutions. So for it to earn respect, then that position needs to be remunerated accordingly, so that it will earn respect from the learners, it will earn respect from the colleagues or peers who are in that particular space. So, Speaker, putting it in law or an act of parliament, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that there is lacuna. Most of our teachers, especially in those areas that are hard to staff, are always appointed in those particular positions, and they get nothing. So, Speaker, this is an area that we feel that this particular amendment will come and bridge the gap that has been existing for many years. For example, Mr. Speaker, when you say, when we put another schedule, fourth schedule, where it recognizes readers or facilitation of aid allowance or aid allowance teachers. So, Speaker, can you take, for instance, a teacher in Dadaab or in Baringo, like in a school called Saimoso in my place? The head teacher is blind. So for him even to move from office to the staff room, to the classroom, requires an aid. So, Speaker, this is a serious matter, that if it is not remunerated, then those people have a problem, because every time they want, even when they are supposed to make a speech in school, they are assisted. Even if they want to go to attend to, to a call of a natural call, they need to be assisted. This is the kind of humanity that we want to treat in our society by giving them allowances, Mr. Speaker. So this position also, for example, if one is acting to the wire of his retirement, then that allowance to being paid for responsibility as acting to the wire of up to including retirement will be made part of his retirement package, so that that particular person will retire with dignity. What we want to do here, this amendment is trying to dignify the teaching profession, to dignify the administrators in the teaching profession, so that they have honor within those particular institutions that they are actually learning, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, there is also a special allowance for responsibilities allowed those who have not attained the grade and they have been given an acting capacity. Let us not allow a teacher to act beyond 6 months. If you act beyond 6 months, Mr. Speaker, be confirmed to that position as a substantive appointment, so that those teachers are actually, don't misuse someone for more than 1 year in the same acting capacity without anything, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, those who are acting when it comes to interviews for movement or appointments, that acting capacity letter, that appointment to acting capacity becomes an added advantage, and that particular teacher be considered on priority basis for appointment into the next grade, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this particular amendment by the Teacher Service for the Teacher Service Commission, so that it is anchored in law, so that any allowance that you earn in the teaching profession, whether you are the principal, the acting, the deputy, and so on, earns respect and dignity and enjoy all other powers that their colleagues have.
The MP for Yatta. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the bill from onset from Honorable Arun on TSC Amendment Bill 2024. I have very solid reasons why I support the bill, Mr. Speaker. If you look at this particular bill, it focuses on very salient areas. We talk of allowances of teachers, such as housing, hardship, commuter allowance, and many other allowances. If you look at Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, Nairobi is very attractive to teachers because there are many allowances in Nairobi than in rural areas, Mr. Speaker. So this particular bill is so timely because it does streamline allowances, Mr. Speaker. When it comes to acting, Mr. Speaker, we have teachers who have acted in one position for so many months, Mr. Speaker. And it is unfortunate when you act. Mr. Speaker, I seek your attention. Yes. I'm saying there are many teachers who are acting in one position for so many months, Mr. Speaker. And you know, this demoralizes teachers. Imagine acting as a deputy for more than 1 year. And then someone else is appointed and takes over your position, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, this particular bill clarifies the period of acting between 1 month, maximum 6 months. If you do so or you exceed, through the bill, we propose TSC should actually appoint and confirm the particular teacher who is acting, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, through the bill, there are many benefits that are going to be derived from the bill. And one of the benefits is going to motivate teachers. Because if you have been acting and you have been confirmed, it means you'll be motivated. And as a result, even output teaching is going to improve. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I do see very important benefits coming from this particular bill, Mr. Speaker. Additionally, when we talk of issues of predictability when it comes to service condition, Mr. Speaker, because you will be aware of the allowances that you are going to receive as a teacher, Mr. Speaker, through the bill. And this is going to give some level of predictability. You'll be able to plan very well as a teacher, Mr. Speaker. And that's why, through the bill, we support the bill, because it's also going to promote better representation. Because teachers, when they are motivated, they are going to teach better, as opposed to when they are demoralized. Because if someone has acted for so long in one position, this particular teacher will have no reason to teach properly. And this is going to compromise the quality of teaching, Mr. Speaker. And in principle, you'll be able to see performance dwindling as opposed to performance improving. Because when teachers are demotivated, then the output or the outcome will be poor performance of learners, Mr. Speaker. Importantly, Mr. Speaker, through the bill, there will be strengthened governance and standards, because TSC will be properly guided on how to remunerate teachers on allowances, at the same time on issues with appointments. And this is going to promote fairness, equity within teaching as a profession, as enshrined in Article 10 of the Constitution, Sabbatical 2B, which talks of equity and fairness in service delivery. Because through this particular bill, all these will be attained, and that's why we support the bill, Mr. Speaker. Importantly, when I look at this particular bill, it's also important to look at the drawbacks that are going to be realized through the bill. And I'm talking of budgetary implication. There'll be budgetary pressure, because remember, with the clarity on allowances, standardization on allowances, TSC will demand more budget. And that's why it's announced that appropriates budget for governance, for service delivery. We need to consider revising budget for TSC upward to be able to accommodate the amendment that we are proposing in this particular bill, Mr. Speaker. That's why when you look at the bill, the critics will talk of budget. And as a House, we need to take this into consideration so as we don't have a situation whereby TSC will push back the bill or raise an issue concerning how they are going to accommodate the new changes we are proposing. So with those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the bill and seek to incorporate the amendments so that we make it watertight to have it become operational. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Millie Odhiambo. Honorable Millie Odhiambo. Did you put in your name there just for the, or you seriously wanted to contribute?
Of course, Mr. Speaker, I want to contribute, but so I can also consult my colleagues, especially on the issues that are of concern in regard to ODM party. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
That's not on the order paper today. What we have on the order paper is the Teacher Service
Yes,
Commission.
but we can always
proceed.
We can have a preamble, Mr. Speaker. This is merely preamble. Many Kenyans are concerned about what is going on in ODM. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I want to support, and I'll be extremely brief on this, Mr. Speaker, teachers are the first and primary nurturers of our children, and therefore we should treat them with a lot of dignity and a lot of decorum.
Order, Honorable Makilap, Honorable Indindi Nyoro.
Mr.
You
Speaker,
will consult in very low tones so that Honorable Midi can be heard. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, you know Honorable Ndindi Nyoro must be excited when I say there are issues in ODM party. But he should relax. Even when we have problems in ODM party, we will sort them out. So don't be that excited. They are merely temporary. Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that I support the amendment because it's fairly straightforward. Because the practice all over is that when somebody is in an acting capacity, they should actually benefit from the, they should actually be given the benefits of the substantive office holder. Mr. Speaker, this is an issue that we should even have been dealing with administratively. And I know that sometimes because the bodies or agencies that are supposed to deal with don't then deal with these issues first. It forces us then as legislators to legislate, which sometimes as a good legislator, I find like we over-legislate. But we are forced to do that sometimes when people are not doing their mandate or performing their mandate. With those few remarks, I support.
MP for Nandi Hills, followed by the MP for Luanda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The onset, allow me to thank the MP for Mandera South, Abdul Haro Ibrahim, for bringing in this amendment on the TSC, in the act that brings in the TSC to breathe in the air into expanding what should have been done way before on the matters concerning the fourth schedule on issues of allowances, and equally Section 32A, where it really touches all schools that we all come from. For instance, when the proposal that any teacher on an acting capacity must act at least 30 days and not exceeding 6 months, I think makes a lot of sense indeed, so that then beyond which such teacher must be confirmed or be accommodated. And when it talks about that anybody who is put on acting must be qualified, and that being put in the law, I think, is key. And also that the teacher in acting capacity must also be remunerated or must be given special duty allowance. I think is extremely sensible. But what really has touched my mind is on the issue of the various allowances that I think also was very important to bring in to expand and make it also comfortable and make it comfortable for teachers to be able to work on a space where they are also equally remunerated in terms of allowances in a better way. On the issue of the house allowance, on the issue of commuter allowance, both of which, the proposal that when a teacher is on interdiction, they have not, where they can still be being paid the full house allowances, even though they are on half salary, I think also makes sense, because when you've not been proven or you've not been kicked out of service, I think it is important also for teachers to be supported in such a manner. But talking of the various the allowance that have been mentioned, whether it's hardship allowance, I think it has breathed here into it that when you leave an area of gazettement, that this hardship area, when you move, then that ceases. But of great interest to me, from the special duty allowance, responsibility allowance, special school allowance, readers facilitation and aid allowance, leave allowance, I'm keen on the transfer allowance, where the proposal that where there's a discretion of transfer of teachers from sub-county to another or inter-county transfer, that allowances be paid to such teachers. So my question is, what happens then to those sub-counties that are extremely so wide? Don't you think it would be reasonable also to consider that any form of a transfer, then, any transfer that happens, then those teachers must be given transfer allowance? Secondly, is even a situation where a teacher initiates on transfer, I think we should be able then to breathe in some air into it and say that it should not be only, say, in a period of 3 years or 2 years or even a year. If you make one transfer, then let us be considerate enough and give you some allowance to be able to move. Sometimes it's because of family issues and those challenges that makes a teacher to want to move from one place to the other, to be able to contribute in teaching, and contributing in the service of dispensing knowledge. I think that section IB must be reconsidered, just as I was just informed that in other, sector of the public service, even on transfer, you should be able to be given some support. So I agree with all the other allowances, but on this particular one, I want teachers, when they are moving from one place to the other, let them be considered for this transfer allowance. I thank you, and I support indeed this bill, except for those amendments that I've been able to put across the Member of Parliament for Mandera South.
MP for Luanda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity given so that I may also add my voice to this important matter about our teachers. First and foremost is to appreciate Mheshimiwa Abdul for this amendment that is well thought and goes a long way to address a number of gaps that currently exist in teacher management, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in this 13th Parliament, I've had the privilege of sitting in the Education Research Committee, whereby our main duty has been to oversight, among many, Teacher Service Commission. And this has enabled me be able to interact with some of the challenges that our teachers go through, especially when it comes to this matter of acting, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for far too long, our teachers have actually suffered to some extent, been mismanaged, in the sense that teachers have been acting for far too long, Mr. Speaker. It will be unfair, and it has been, Mr. Speaker, that teachers act for a position for 3-4 years in the same station, then somebody is brought to take over the leadership on the basis that this teacher was initially not qualified to be acting on that position, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, this has resulted to many of our teachers being frustrated and being motivated, because after having acted for 3 years, then somebody is brought in the same station saying that you are not qualified. The question therefore is, why were you first of all given the duty to act? And therefore, this bill brings in the issue of certainty, Mr. Speaker. And if Teacher Service Commission should therefore be able to give an opportunity to a teacher to act, and the bill says that a minimum of 1 month to 6 months, Mr. Speaker, this will actually go a long way in curbing or eradicating the issue of teacher acting for 1 year, 2 years or so, Mr. Speaker. So for that, Mr. Speaker, I support. The other issue, Mr. Speaker, is whereby a teacher is given an opportunity to act, and the employer comes and says, indeed, you are not qualified to be acting, and therefore will not be confirmed. The bill says, Mr. Speaker, that if a vacancy is available, let us give it to a teacher who's qualified so that this teacher can actually be confirmed. And that says that we should move on and pay the respective allowances, Mr. Speaker. And therefore want to applaud my brother, who's found it well to really cure this gap in the law, whereby our teachers have been humiliated to some extent by having unnecessary years of acting, which therefore, which are never remunerated, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, another important part of this bill is the bringing into action Schedule 4, which now catalogs a number of allowances, Mr. Speaker, that these teachers are supposed to enjoy, Mr. Speaker. To me, this brings the element of certainty and predictability, which improves the issue of governance. Because, Mr. Speaker, when you are told to act for this long, the issues of governance are compromised. But when you are assured that you will be paid for this acting, it will be for a specific time, Mr. Speaker, and therefore this teacher will actually be able to ensure that governance and accountability matters are actually taken off, actually recognized, Mr. Speaker. A good example is the constituency I live, Mr. Speaker. Currently, as we speak, we have about 17 institutions which have got acting administrators. 17 is such a big number, Mr. Speaker. It brings in the issue of uncertainty. But if these teachers are confirmed, or we know that you'll only be acting for a maximum of 1 year of 6 months, Mr. Speaker, it brings in the issue of accountability on the part of the teacher, and he or she knows, is well motivated, that he or she is equally qualified to be able to take up that specific opportunity when that time comes, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, support and say that this is a bill that is in time, a bill that will go a long way to cure the gaps that we have. I support. Thank you.
MP for Turkana East, followed by Madam Emase Mary.
I thank you.
Yan Daud and Yando next.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance and for giving me this opportunity to add my voice in support of this amendment bill. Mr. Speaker, the teachers of this country, they have suffered for so long when it comes to their new positions of acting in their stations. Mr. Speaker, this amendment, if supported and passed, it will really help our teachers to do their work with dignity, and they will be giving services to our kids the way it is required by law. As we can look at it as for now, our teachers, they are more discouraged, and some of them, they even not do their job the way it's supposed to be, just because of the discouragement they have because of this matter of acting capacity in their schools. In the constituency I come from, or I represent, so many schools, they are being headed by the teachers who are giving services in acting capacity. This bill, the way the honorable member for Mandara South has brought it to this house, we need to support it so that this capacity issue must be guided by policies or guidelines, so that when somebody has been given to act as senior teacher, deputy teacher, head of those institutions, it must be something which has some guideline. Because nowadays, it is just being given verbally. Teachers are being told to serve in the acting capacity, just verbally, by their teachers or supervisors, without even having a letter to confirm them that they are acting. And that's why I find some of them, when those positions, they are being now announced to be given to somebody, they have nothing to show that they have been acting. We want this acting capacity or acting positions to be supported by some documents or to have policy to govern it, so that these teachers, when they are acting, they are given some special allowances for their acting capacity, and also the letter to show that they have been acting. And it needs also to have time frame, not just for you to act for so many years or so many months without being confirmed. You just do that work, and when somebody comes, you are just being told, okay, somebody has taken your position, you just leave. It must be something which has written documents, and these teachers to have it so that when they're acting, they really know they are doing the job which has been given to them and supported by law. And that's why we support this bill, so that these teachers, some of them, they are being transferred in the middle of acting capacity. And when they go to their new stations, they just start from nowhere, because nobody knew from where they have come from, they have been acting or not. So we want the issue of acting to be supported by some policies through the TSC. And also the welfare of these teachers. Once somebody has been promoted to be an head teacher, or he has been given a capacity to act as head teacher, if he has no letter, if he has some privileges, even those who are working under him, they will not respect him or her because of that. Because there is no difference between them and the person in charge of them, because there is nothing to show that you have been given new role, and in that new role, this is what you are supposed to get in that new capacity. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this, and I ask all of my colleagues, we support this so that we can save our teachers of this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
MP for Emase, Mary.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I arise to support the Teacher Service Commission Amendment Bill 2023 by Honorable Abdul Haro. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to say this bill is very timely because it's seeking to address existing problems within the Teacher Service Commission. We have had so many teachers who have acted for so long. And so the bill is looking at the process. How do we structure and improve the process of promotion so that promotion is based on merit, promotion is for the deserving? Because, Honorable Speaker, even now, because of these delayed promotions, people acting for too long, we finally promoted too many, and they have no schools to be posted to, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, and when the promotion, when the opportunity to promote arises, you find that an external candidate has been given the opportunity, and the teacher who has been acting for so long has been left out. What does that do, Honorable Speaker? It reduces morale. And when morale is reduced, you feel kind of undervalued. And when you feel undervalued, what happens? Your morale goes down, and that impacts negatively on your productivity. No wonder, Honorable Speaker, we have some schools that perform so dismally, and we begin to ask ourselves why, yet the problem is within the process. So this bill seeks to address that problem. We've also met teachers who are so demoralized that they have lost trust in their employer. Because every time you get a call, a teacher is asking you, much more, help me get promoted. I've been in this position for I don't know how long. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be automatic. It should be structured that you can act for this period of time, which must be certain, and that after this period of time, you will get promoted. So this bill seeks to restore that trust, that a teacher is sure, after this time I'm acting, at this point I'll also get promoted. Honorable Speaker, we've also seen teachers moving out of TSC and looking for other opportunities. Because you're so demoralized, you're not seeing light at the end of the tunnel. You're not seeing yourself moving. So teachers begin to look for other opportunities. And in the process, we lose valuable skills and experience from some of these teachers to other opportunities. And again, that impacts negatively on the performance of the students within the respective schools. So, Honorable Speaker, I support this bill, and it will help us address these challenges within the sector and give the teachers the confidence, the trust in the institution that's the employer, that all is well. I know after this period of time, I'll move to the next. And it should be timely such that we are not accumulating these pending promotions, that we get to a time now when we are promoting all of them, and again you are promoted. You have schools in my constituency where now I have a promoted teacher who is supposed to be a head of institution, another promoted to deputize. There are no schools to post them. They are all in the same compound. So how do you expect them to work? So those are challenges that we still need to address within our teaching institutions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
MP for Imenti North, followed by MP for Nyando. Oh, did I say Nyando next? Okay, but Dawood, you will have to yield to Nyando first, and then you. Honorable Nyando MP, Dawood number 2.
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and allow me to also add my voice on this most timely.
Speaker Nyando, 1 second. I want to recognize the presence of students or pupils from Andewa Primary School in Mavoko, Machakos. You can rise up, yes. And I think I did see, did it just Kambalu? Who did I see at the back there? Oh yes, proceed, madam. And because I don't see anybody else from Machakos here, you can proceed and give the young ladies and boys a word of encouragement. And then after you, the honorable member behind you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I wish to welcome the students from Mavoko constituency, Machakos.
Yes.
I am from Kibwezi East in Makueni County. They are here to see the proceedings of the parliament, and I wish them the best. This is how the members of parliament make the law, and I'm sure one day, one time, they will become members of parliament. Thank you for that. But now I go back to the contribution, Mr. Speaker.
Order, order, order. Order, don't hijack. The MP behind you, also from Ukambani, would you want to say a word of encouragement to the young boys and girls?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I would like to welcome the students from Mavoko constituency on behalf of the Member of Parliament, Honorable Macau, and just to encourage them that indeed this is a way of learning how Parliament is, and hopefully in the future, one of them, among them, may become the next member of Parliament of Mavoko constituency. So I wish them well. Thank you very much, Mr.
MP Fanyando, proceed on with your contribution now.
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And with the same breath, allow me to also add my voice to the Teacher Service Commission Amendment Bill that is before us, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would be remiss not to make it clear that my late father was a teacher for many, many years before he retired in the year 1997. Honorable Speaker, the big difference between then and now is that they took a lot of pride in the good performance of their students. They never asked for more monies to supplement their stay and their comfort in schools, but they paid a lot of credence to the benefits accruing from good performance of their students, Honorable Speaker. And later in life, if their students made it, then that was a very big joy and ecstasy to the member of communities and the teacher fraternity, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on this amendment particularly, we have had a lot of stagnation that probably is not informed by any policy. Because on the same breath, you find a teacher who is barely 10 years in service and has moved 3 or 4 steps towards in that ladder, Honorable Speaker. But again, on the other hand, you have a teacher who has taught for over 20 years and is stuck in the very position for the longest, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, we need to define definitely so how a teacher moves from one grade to another, and also put a timeline, because a teacher should not be stuck in one position. It creates a lot of disappointment to teachers who work so hard to mold our children, Honorable Speaker. In South Korea, Honorable Speaker, unlike us here, where those who get A's in high schools are plugged into either engineering or medicine or some. In Korea, those who are A students become teachers, Honorable Speaker, because they understand the importance of molding a child to become somebody in future, Honorable Speaker. Whereas our curriculum does not really recognize teachers as much, but what happens in countries that have made gigantic steps towards economic progress is a testament that teaching as a profession is so noble, and only the best should be put into classroom, Honorable Speaker. I have witnessed in the course of my movement across the world, Honorable Speaker, a PhD holder teaching young people from grade 1 to grade 5, Honorable Speaker. And PhD holders in this country and in Africa in general are only put at the university level. Those who only handle people who have been molded by others but not them. So these are issues that we also need to reconsider, even as we work towards the horizontal movement of teachers from one grade to another, Honorable Speaker. Teachers have signed to work anywhere across the Republic of Kenya, but it has become a tendency, Honorable Speaker, that a teacher who does not align to the requisites of their bosses are taken to northeastern Kenya, Honorable Speaker, very far away from their homes, distorting their comfort, Honorable Speaker. We also need to, even as we understand the need to address the plight of all teachers across the nation, make sure that teachers are also made comfortable. And disciplinary measures do not necessarily mean taking them far away from their families, Honorable Speaker. So these are fundamental issues that we need to put in place as we work towards a teacher's comfort, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also need to define a period in which a teacher can be in one particular school. Because just like judges who are put into a station for 3 years and then taken back to Nairobi before they are taken to another station, we have teachers who have become so complacent teaching in one school for over 30 years, Honorable Speaker. Now, what new ideas do they come up with in such an environment, Honorable Speaker? And therefore, I support this, and I thank Honorable Harake for bringing this before this august House. Thank you.
Yeah, Dawood, MP for Imenti. No.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the outset, I want to congratulate my brother Haro from Mandera South, and I want to wish all Muslims a happy Ramadan and a happy Lent to the Christians, the Catholics. Mr. Speaker, what Honorable Haro has brought up, it's, I think, even if we say it can be done administratively, unfortunately, that's not what happens. Mr. Speaker, there is a teacher in my constituency. In fact, I was there 2 weeks back. She comes from Western Kenya, but she's been a teacher in my constituency, in my school, for 16 years. Been in acting position, initially as a deputy, then as a principal. Then a principal is posted. After 6 months, a principal goes. She again becomes a principal, a deputy, and that is in acting position for the last 5 years. And that's when I wonder, what exactly is the position of TSC in this whole matter? Mr. Speaker, we need to have something that is definable, that if any teacher serves in a position of a deputy or a principal, after 6 months, they should be confirmed, because that's the labor laws. The labor laws say that you cannot be in an acting position for more than 6 months. And if TSC is doing that, I think it's going against the labor laws of the country, and they should be cited for contempt. Mr. Speaker, the second one we need to sort out is, how are we going to treat the JSS, the junior secondary schools? At the moment, they are under the primary head teachers, who now run even the JSS. Do we now call the primary head teachers principals, so that they then are principals with extra responsibilities and extra funds? Because you cannot just call somebody to run the JSS and not give them extra funds or extra remuneration, and then you just expect them to do the job. Mr. Speaker, we need TSC to look into that. I hope Mr. Honorable Haro can even include the JSS in his bill, so that we pass it when we come to committee stage. Mr. Speaker, we talk about progression and promotion. Mr. Speaker, we should be what, like in the army or in the police force. A constable, the other day I had a constable needs to move up to become a corporal, to become a sergeant, to become an inspector, and all the way up. In this, unfortunately, in the teaching profession, people have been there for ages and ages, like what Honorable Fonyando has just mentioned, have been there for more than 20 years, and they're stuck at one job group. They need to be shifted up, because if you have served for 3 or 5 years, then move them up. Give them a possibility to go higher and to be taken into administrative positions. Mr. Speaker, when Honorable Haro was talking, he said 98,000 administrators are in acting position. And I think that is the highest I have heard of any institution as per percentage. Mr. Speaker, we need to get to the bottom of this, and I ask my colleagues to join Honorable Haro, and let's make those changes what are necessary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Elachi Beatrice, followed by Honorable Ndindi Nyoro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Who was, order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable members, the chair has a lot of considerations. There's a lot of distribution, there's gender, there's regions, there are all the persuasions. So when the chair is reaching a decision, it's based on the best of intentions. So proceed, and I'll make sure you all get an opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
As I support, I really want to thank Honorable Haro for bringing this, because one of the things that has been ailing TSC is this thing of teachers' promotion, Mr. Speaker. And for me, I'll be very, very brief to TSC. It is important for TSC to establish a very clear and transparent criteria, and to ensure that when you're looking at this criteria, kindly also bring in the requirements that years of service is very critical, how you have performed in a school. Mr. Speaker, you find that you have a principal who has been in a school, you've left a debt of more than even 60 million, but you're still transferred to go to another school to continue. Then you also ask yourself, you have been promoted, you've been transferred, but the school you have left, Mr. Speaker, is in a lot of challenges. Then you find there's a school where a teacher has struggled, has ensured, Mr. Speaker, there is no debt in this school, but that teacher will always tell you, I'm looking for promotion. So you ask yourself, TSC, do you normally just have a template where you rate your teachers in terms of academics? You find even in a school, a BOM teacher has taught in this school for many years. She is ensuring that those subjects, her subjects, they are performing. It is the highest performing subject in that school. But TSC will not even remember that this teacher needs now to be employed permanently for the work they are doing. So the incentive in terms of ensuring you also rate your teachers is needed in TSC. Mr. Speaker, they must standardize this performance and digitize and ensure there's a process of equal access where every teacher will track. If I have applied for example, for promotion, can I have a tracking number to track my application so that I know that indeed I'm following? Mr. Speaker, the other thing they must agree, you know, I'll talk about Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. And the other day, I really felt very sad, and I know I'm bringing a statement in the afternoon, of the teachers who passed on, Mr. Speaker. And I realized TSC has a very good cover for the job group of those who are at either Q or up. But then the teachers who are the highest, who are contributing also to ensure you have that better cover, have no cover, they are fighting with SHA, they are doing everything, and it was very sad that we lost one teacher from Makueni, Jacob, just because of the cover, that he went to Guru Nanak and they could not just take him in because of his cover. And so, Mr. Speaker, even as we talk for this, as we agree with Harold on all these amendments, we must ensure hardship areas also, a teacher should not stay there for more than 8 years. There is a teacher in Turkana who has been crying to be removed and now she's sick. The parents are wondering. I wish Wanjiko Mohia was here. She is from Nyandarua. It is very sad. For 8 years, she's been in Turkana, Mr. Speaker. She has pleaded with TSC to come back, even to her children, nothing. And so that is why we find sometimes, and we are pleading now with TSC. They have a new management. We have a new CEO who is trying her best to see things to work. Can we find ourselves now changing the system of the institution so that it works better for all teachers? Lastly, Mr. Speaker, Nairobi, whether you want to like it or not, it is the most hardship area, because when you look at house allowance, ask me how a teacher in Nairobi is surviving with his house allowance. It is so high that that teacher cannot even afford. So, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support, but to plead with TSC that it is important to reorganize your institution. Thank you.
Honorable Nyoro Ndindi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'll be very brief because there is not much time. First of all, is to appreciate the role that teachers play in our education sector, because, Honorable Speaker, our human capital is policed through the education system. And the biggest asset we have in our education system is the personnel who are the teachers and the lecturers and all the other personnel who make that possible. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, it is important that we make our education system and institutions to be the center of meritocracy, because everything else sprouts from there. That when there are promotions to be done and any other consideration, Honorable Speaker, merit should always be at the forefront. The second thing, Honorable Speaker, is to bemoan the fact that we have currently over 20,000 JSS interns in our learning institutions who have basically been volunteering to work for basically almost free, Honorable Speaker, for a year. And the government had actually promised them that they were going to be absorbed into permanent and pensionable terms in the period of 1 year. But unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, they were coerced towards the end of last year, and they were coerced to sign an extension of the same internship, Honorable Speaker. It is important for all of us here as members of this Parliament, Honorable Speaker, that we call upon the government with immediate effect to confirm the JSS interns into permanent and pensionable terms. It doesn't matter whether the academic year has started. We can correct the wrong that has started, Honorable Speaker, with the 2026 by confirming all the JSS interns into permanent and pensionable terms. The other thing, Honorable Speaker, when teachers are getting jobs, because they are desperate in that situation, they are made to sign agreements, including a form, that they will not seek for transfer before 5 years are over. But, Honorable Speaker, I don't think this is the right thing to do. Because, Honorable Speaker, there is a way that we can make actually our teachers to choose where they want to teach. And we could end up having balance in our institutions, but also having happy personnel. I think we need to revise that policy of 5 years so that a teacher can seek transfer. Immediately they get a job, because situations change. We could be having a teacher transferring from the area the other one wants to go. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, that kind of marketplace balance can actually bring cohesion at the end of the day. Honorable Speaker, the last thing is that we must continue to agitate for totally free basic education in Kenya. And we have shown, and it has been shown, that it is possible. And Honorable Speaker, during the budget making time, I'll be moving that we get 10 billion Kenya shillings from NGCDF, we get 10 billion Kenya shillings from equitable share, and the national government to give up 10 billion. We make a kitty of 30 billion Kenya shillings, because that money is enough to make free basic education totally free in our senior secondary schools, Honorable Speaker, including the RANS program, Honorable Speaker, so that free will actually mean free. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I submit.
Honorable Nzengu Paul, you have a very limited time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to support the motion on the proposed amendment to the TSC Act. Mr. Speaker, this motion is very timely, and the amendment is indeed very important. I have received in the past petitions from deputy principals from Kitui County, numbering more than 200 of them. And the question was, they have been acting in those capacities for more than 5 years, and they have been wondering, you know, why shouldn't they be in that position for that long? As a matter of fact, I think under the current dispensation, we don't even need to have this motion as to have a money bearing, because I think under the establishment that are there, every acting position has some provisions for allowances. So I agree with the fact that we don't need to keep them waiting for too long to get promoted. If the position falls vacant, then that position needs to be occupied immediately. The same is applying to teachers who are in junior secondary, and with the current teaching system where computer has become an integral part of the teaching in both primary and secondary schools. And you realize that not all the teachers have been trained to teach computers. So the computer literate teachers are not getting extra allowance, yet they are doing extra work. So in all this, I want to say that, yes, it is indeed very important to look into the welfare of the teachers, particularly the principals and the deputies, considering the kind of work they are doing, and therefore I agree and support the motion. Thank you.
Order, honorable members. The time being 1:02 p.m. This House stands adjourned until Wednesday, the 18th of February, the year 2026, at 2:30 p.m.
Na tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, twakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri hii yetu. Twakuomba utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amina. Clerk, do you have quorum? Sergeant at arms, ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes. please ring the call and bell for a further 10 minutes. Sanjita Tams. Clerk, if we have quorum now, call out the first order.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader, you have a couple of papers to read this morning. Yes, my Deputy Majority Whip, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, the 18th February 2026, report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the year ended 30 June 2024 of Kakamega County Revenue Agency Fund for 24 months period. Reports of the Auditor General on financial statements for the year ended 30 June 2025 of Ugunja Municipal Board, County Government of Siaya, Madiani Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Uyawi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Amatsi Water Services Company Limited, Rambwa Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Ambira Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Ukwala Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Narok County Bursary Management Fund, Narok Municipality, County Government of Narok, Narok County Assembly, Car Loan and Mortgage Grants, Loans, Grants and Mortgage Scheme Fund, Municipality of Naivasha, County Government of Nakuru, Naivasha Water and Sewerage Sanitation Company Limited, Mutiambua Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Kalawa Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Kiambeke Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Mukuyani Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Sultan Hamud Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Makindu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Emali Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Kilungu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Kibwesi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements at Matiliku Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Makueni, Water Sewerage Company Limited, Zombe Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Kitui for the year ended 30 June 2025, Nu Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kitui, Kitui Empowerment Fund, Kayangi Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kitui, Mwingi Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kitui, Katulani Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kitui, reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements on Matitu Sub-County Level 4 Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Kitui, report of the Auditor General on the financial statements on Kitui County Textile Center, reports of the Auditor General on financial statements of Ikianga Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Kitui, Ibirikani Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kajiado, Olgejedo Water and Sewerage Limited Company, Chuka County Referral Hospital, County Government of Tharaka Nithi, Mariamati Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Tharaka Nithi, Meru County Alcoholic Drinks Control Board, Nakuru County Cooperative Development Revolving Fund, Narok County Alcoholic Drinks Regulations and Control Fund, Mpeketoni Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Lamu, Witu Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Lamu, Mokote Sub-County Hospital, Level 4, Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Lamu, Lamu County Referral Hospital, County Government of Lamu, Rabai Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kilifi, Watamu Municipality for the 17 months period, County Government of Kilifi, Marafa Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kilifi, Kenya Devolution Support Program 2, County Government of Nyamira, Municipality of Nyamira, County Government of Nyamira, Nyamusi County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Nyamira, Nyamira County Referral Hospital, County Government of Nyamira, Bomet Municipality, Roret Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, report of the Auditor General on the financial statements on Machakos County Executive Committee and Chief Officers Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme, report of the Auditor General on financial statements on Ruiru Juja Water and Sewerage Company Limited, report of the Auditor General on financial statements on Kiambu County Education Bursary Fund, report of the Auditor General on financial statements of Kiambu County Executive Staff Mortgage Scheme Fund, Kiambu Water and Sewerage Company Limited, go to Agulu Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Sigomere Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Bondo Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Yala Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Siaya, Chulaimbo County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kisumu, Kombwewa County Hospital, County Government of Kisumu, Ahero County Hospital, County Government of Kisumu, Vihiga County Referral Hospital, County Government of Vihiga, Malindi Water and Sewerage Company Limited, Busia County Agricultural Development Fund Limited, Busia County Alcoholic Drinks Control Fund, Busia County Trade Development Revolving Fund, Sioport County Hospital, County Government of Busia, Bungoma County Disaster and Emergency Fund, Management Fund, Bungoma County Trade Development Loans Fund, Shuale Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Bungoma, Busia County Education Support Scheme. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay.
Thank you. Very well. Next on.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by employees of the former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Cooperatives Creameries Limited.
Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare, if he's allowed to, should move the motion. This business has been on the order paper the last couple of days. Order number 8, order number 9, these two motions. So request if there is any committee member on Labor and Social Welfare Committee to move this motion now. Senator Miraj.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion: the consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by employees of the former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited. That the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by employees of the former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, laid on the table of the Senate Thursday, 27th November, 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we sat down as the Committee of Labor of this Honorable House of the Senate, we were made aware of these employees who were laid down, and the liability of their dues was said to have not been part of the new KCC. So we called the relevant departments, the Ministry of Trade, and the Attorney General, where we agreed that a judgment was put to place that these members were to be paid their dues in a certain number of days. So I call upon Senator Faki to second this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Mohamed Faki.
Mheshimiwa Spika, asante kwa kunipa fursa hii, na Senator Miraji kwa hakika amenichukua kighafla kuunga mkono ripoti hii, lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, nilikuwa mwanachama wa kamati ya leba mpaka mwaka jana nilipohamishwa kupelekwa katika kamati ya ardhi. Mheshimiwa Spika, masuala ya wafanyakazi wa KCC ni mambo ya kusikitisha, kwa sababu hawa ni wafanyakazi ambao walifanya kazi kwa muda wa miaka mingi na shirika la KCC. Baadaye shirika lilifilisika, na baada ya kufilisika serikali ikaanzisha shirika jipya la KCC ambalo mpaka sasa linaendelea kufanya kazi. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo la kusikitisha pia ni kwamba rasilimali za KCC ndio rasilimali ambazo zilipelekwa katika shirika jipya la KCC, lakini malumbukizi ya mishahara na pesa ambazo walikuwa wamesave pamoja na pia pensheni zao hazikuweza kupelekwa katika shirika lile jipya. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, wale wafanyakazi wa zamani wa KCC waliachwa nje na wengi wako katika hali ya uchochole hivi sasa. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kuwa hata zile rasilimali zao ambazo walikuwa wameweka kupitia kwa sako yao pia hazikuweza kulipwa, ambazo hizi ni pesa ambazo dhahiri shahiri kwa zilikuwa ni za wale wafanyakazi ambao walikuwa wamefanya kazi na shirika la KCC. Mheshimiwa Spika, swala hili lilipelekwa kwa mkuu wa sheria. Swala hili vile vile pia lilifika mahakamani na mahakama ikasema kwamba wanastahili kulipwa zile pesa ambazo walikuwa wanadai kama mishahara, na vile vile ile pesa zao za pension na kumbukumbu nyingine ambazo walikuwa wanastahili kulipa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hawa wafanyakazi walipokuja mbele ya kamati, serikali walipewa fursa kuja kujitetea, na pia wao hawakutoa mwongozo wote, wakasema tu kwamba hakuna fedha ambazo ziko. Hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Spika, shirika la KCC ni katika mashirika ambayo yako mstari wa mbele kuwa binafsishwa, na serikali pia haijaona umuhimu ya kuwalipa wale wafanyakazi mishahara yao ambao walikuwa wameifanyia kazi kabla ya shirika kufilisika. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naunga mkono hii ripoti, na serikali katika mapendekezo Mheshimiwa Spika ipewe muda maalumu ya kuweza kuwalipa hawa malumbukizi ya mishahara yao, kwa sababu hakuna faida kwamba sasa shirika la KCC linafanya kazi, serikali imewekeza pesa nyingi, imenunua mitambo ya kisasa ya kuweza kuweka maziwa ili yasiharibike. Vile vile wametoa pesa nyingi za kuweza kulipa wakulima na wafugaji ili maziwa yaweze kupelekwa kwa wingi katika shirika la KCC, lakini kulipa wafanyakazi wao Mheshimiwa Spika imekuwa ni donda sugu kwa serikali. Kwa Mheshimiwa Spika, naunga mkono na serikali iwalipe kwa haraka hawa wafanyakazi wa zamani wa KCC. Mheshimiwa Spika, kiwanda kimoja cha KCC kiko Mombasa County katika eneo la Miritini karibu na station ya SGR, na ni masikitiko kwamba wale wafanyakazi wa zamani wengi tunawaona kule wanaishi katika hali ya uchochole, wakati serikali inaendelea kuweka pesa katika shirika hili la KCC, lakini hawako tayari kuwalipa wafanyakazi wao. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii, naunga mkono.
Now, sawa. So, honorable senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a petition to the Senate by employees of the former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 27th November 2025. Several requests. I open for a debate of this motion. Senator Modigi Alexander Munyi.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi niweze kusangia mambo ya hii mjadala kuhusu watu wa KCC. Bwana Spika, nashukuru sana kwa kamati ya LEPA ambaye mimi ni mmoja wa hiyo kamati kwa ile kazi inaendelea kufanya. Bwana Spika, hawa wazee na kina mama ni wazee wa miaka mingi, na wakati wameteseka kwa miaka mingi waliona ni vizuri kuja kuangalia ili watafaidika katika kamati ya Senate. Bwana Spika, wakati walikuja ni wazee wengine wameseeka hata macho waoni vizuri, na wazee pia watu wengi waliaga katika dunia, watoto wao hawana chochote. Na tunajua Bwana Spika, wakati mtu amefutwa kazi akiwa anapata mshahara, familia yake inakaa vizuri. Bwana Spika, hii pesa haikuwa pesa nyingi, lakini Bwana Spika, wakati KCC iliuzwa ikapatiwa niyo KCC, hii pesa ya wazee hawakuweza kulipwa, na ni kitu ya huzuni sana kwa sababu wametembea, wamekimbia, wameenda mahakamani kona zote, lakini hawakuweza kupata pesa. Bwana Spika, Bwana Spika, sisi tukiwa kamati ya LEPA tuliona ni vizuri tukae chini na wizara zote ya Attorney General, LEPA, wizara ya fedha, ya cooperative, zote tukakaa chini tukasikia maoni. Bwana Spika, tukaangalia tukaona kuna watu wengi, sio KCC peke yake, wameteseka. Kama wase wameteseka, familia zao zimeisha, wengine wametoka katika ulimwenguni. Tukasema tutaweza kutetea kuona vile wase, Bwana Spika, na kina mama watapata pesa hela zao, na tukaona ni vizuri tukasikia na tumepitisha waweze kulipwa pesa zao. Kwa sababu tulikuwa nasema hata kama hakukuwa na pesa, Bwana Spika, mtu akiwa na ndeni, hata kama ni nyumbani ama ni kwa kampuni, unaweza kukata shamba, ama kama uko na vitu siweze kuuzwa. Lakini tukaona hiyo hatutawasaidia, lakini vizuri wakati ya mwisho tumepitisha ukaa na treasury na wizara zote, tukaona waweze kutafuta kitu inaitwa dialogue, au waweze kupata pesa zao, na pia iwe funzo kwa wizara zingine zile zimekula pesa za watu wafanyikazi, ndio iwe funzo kwa zile wizara. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, sisi tumepitisha hao watu wakae chini na serikali na treasury, na pia na Attorney General, hao wazee na kina mama waweze kulipwa pesa zao. Na Bwana Spika, si pesa nyingi. Tumeona serikali ikipeana pesa hata ikisaidia. Kwa hivyo tunaomba vile hii kamati imepitisha, wizara ya fedha iweze kusaidia watu ndio waweze kupata pesa yao kabla hawajaotoka katika duniani hii. Na pia Bwana Spika, wale wengine walitoka katika ulimwenguni huu na duniani hii, familia zao siweze kupata haki, kwa sababu wengine wamevirishika, wengine wamepata shinda. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, nikiwa senator wa Embu County, mambo ya KCC iko katika kaunti kadhaa na iko na watu wengi. Kwa hiyo wase, kwa sababu wanajulikana, Bwana Spika, naunga mkono waweze kulipwa pesa zao. Kwa hivyo mimi nikiwa senator wa Embu County naomba naunga mkono watu waweze kulipwa pesa zao, na pia itakuwa ni funzo kwa watu wengine, kwa cooperative, kwa sako, kwa makampuni. Muwe mkiangalia mahesabu vizuri, ndio msiweze kuenda na pesa ya wafanyikazi. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, naunga mkono nikiwa senator wa Embu County, Senator Alexander Munyi Mundigi Daktari. Asante Bwana Spika.
Senator Mwanzo Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this motion and say that the benefit of working as a cooperative secretary in the Republic of Kenya in the Ministry of Cooperatives. And I want to say that KCC and the new KCC and even the SACCO, Maziwa SACCO, all of them fall under the Ministry of Cooperatives, which has a very small budget every year. And I want to say that this matter is a very clear matter. Even when the old KCC was sold, the new KCC did not take the liabilities of the old KCC, but their liabilities were obvious and were stated before the sale. And therefore, just like many other institutions in the Republic, there's clear law on this. And although the matter had been to the courts, it is clear that finally the courts ruled in the favor of the claimants. And that once that decision has been made, the only other course of action is that there should be budget. You know, the Minister of Cooperatives should now propose a budget to pay these people, not only the levy one, but the estates of the ones who are deceased, because that's part of the property of a deceased person. And therefore, it is important either the Ministry of Cooperatives or this House, during the budget proposal, that this particular budget be proposed, and especially from the Committee on Labor, so that it is a clear indication that this is something which should be budgeted. The Attorney General was part of this. The Attorney General, the Solicitor General should be executing this, so that the rights of these people can be taken care of. And this is not the only corporation which has been sold. Right now, KPC is on sale, and KPC has liabilities. It has employees. Now, the moment you get a new KPC, the new company, are you going to tell us now the same fate will befall the current employees of KPC and any other claimants, like the people of Thange River who were poisoned by oil spillage in 2015? Are we going to follow the same model of refusing to compensate, even when the courts have given final judgments on a matter, and it has now taken close to 30 years, and these people have not been compensated? We should bring a stop to this so that government institutions take responsibility. The moment the courts have ruled against them and this parliament has pronounced itself, then let the matter go for budgeting and the money is paid to the claimants. It's a rightful claim. It is one of the labor rights of these people. It is a job they have done. It is money they have worked for. And they should be compensated, Mr. Speaker, so that we can live in a just nation. We want a nation of equal opportunities, a nation where every citizen is treated with fairness and feels that the country takes care of their needs, and that the law and the authority and the government does not just use its muscle against these poor people and stamp on them and make sure that their dues are not paid. There's no need to do nyota when you have young people, people born of these parents languishing in poverty. There is no need to pay money for all the people when you have people you would have compensated, and then, you know, it's a contradiction. You should just compensate these people. You should compensate before you compensate the old people. So let there be a budget and let these monies be paid. Otherwise, there's no need to do all this program when you are sitting on the rights of other people. Let all Kenyans be equal. It is a way of making sure that wealth is done. Mr. Speaker, I am done.
There is a point of order from Senator Mudigi.
Bwana Spika,
Senator Mudigi amemaliza. Kwa hivyo labda you want a clarification. What do you want? Point of order you can't prosecute now. Maybe a point of clarification or something else.
nataka nimwelezee kidogo tu Bwana Spika.
Lakini hayuko kwa sakafu.
Bwana Spika, ukinipatia ruhusa haku amekaa chini. Nataka nimjibu ni clarification. Bwana Spika.
No, utaratibu uruhusu tena ufungue hilo jambo. Yeah, next is Senator Karungo Dhangwa Paul. Yes, Senator. Yes, just a minute, Senator Karungo Dhangwa.
Mheshimiwa Spika, nataka kumuuliza Senator Manzo. Je, ni sawa kuwa na nyota bila ya mwezi?
Vipi?
Namuuliza, amezungumzia mambo ya nyota. Namuuliza, je, unaweza kuzungumzia nyota bila ya mwezi?
Senator Manzo.
Mr. Speaker, the stars in the creation theory, and I'm sure it is in the Quran and also in the Bible, the stars existed even before the moon and the sun were created. So the stars were already there. All that I'm saying, the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya must be followed. The country must be seen to be fair. The government must compensate these people. And that's why they have come to the Ministry of Labor, to the Committee of Labor. And this committee must order the Ministry of Labor to make a budget and pay these people. Otherwise, there's no need to debate here if these people will never be provided for. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mudigi, what is it? What clarification are you seeking?
Bwana Spika, umepatia Senator Manzu for clarification. Ningemjibu kidogo tu. Kuna tofauti ya nyota na mambo ya KCC. Mambo ya KCC, Bwana Spika, ni watu walifanya kazi mbaya kwa kampuni, na kuna tofauti ya KCC na mambo ya nyota. Vile rais wa Kenya ameona asaidie vijana wetu na anasaidia katika kaunti 47. Na hii KCC wale watu walikuwa pale walikuwa wesi. Kwa hivyo wesi linganisha KCC na mambo ya serikali ya Kenya Kwanza, serikali ya muungano, mambo ya nyota. Tafadhali Bwana Spika.
Wewe ni mwanachama wa kamati ya riba, sio? Kwa ripoti imesema hao wafanyikazi walikuwa wezi, ama umetoa wapi?
Bwana Spika, ni vile ilikuwa njibu Manzo kwa sababu alinganisha KCC na mambo ya nyota. Hapo hakuna mahali inaingiana. Kwa sababu ile ni pesa iliporwa. Bwana Spika.
Hapo ameelewa vizuri. Okay, Senator Karungo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I rise to support the motion and support the report by the Labour Committee, Mr. Speaker, even before I give my contribution, today is Ash Wednesday. I'm a Catholic, and today marks the beginning of Lent. And for the first time in the history of Christianity and Islamic, Mr. Speaker, our Lent period has coincided with Ramadan. So you can imagine, Mr. Speaker, that both Christians and Muslims, they are fasting for the first time, I think, for a long, long time in this month of Ramadan and month of Lent. So this is the time that this country will receive a lot of blessings, because together we are doing one thing at the same time. Mr. Speaker, it is very sad for the workers or ex-employees of KCC to fight for their dues, which are legally embedded in their job description or the laws or Employment Act, Transfer of Businesses Act, Mr. Speaker. And they've been speaking about their dues amounting, Mr. Speaker, to 204 million. That is 109 million as terminal benefits and 92 million Kenya shillings as outstanding SACCO dues. Mr. Speaker, these people are asking for what is rightly theirs. They were paid by KCC, then they contributed that amount to a SACCO that is called Maziwa SACCO. They never got their dues. So you can imagine they have lost what they had earned, and of course they also are losing the terminal benefits, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is an easy exercise, but you can see it is going round and round. I believe the amount of money that has been used to litigate, to look for solution, is more than what these people are claiming, Mr. Speaker. Because they have gone to court, the labor court, of course, ruled in their favor, and they said they should pay it. New KCC went back to court, and the Court of Appeal overruled the previous ruling by the court of the labor court, Mr. Speaker. But the appeal court said that they should be compensated. They even told the Attorney General, Mr. Speaker, that he should come up with a process or a system or a way of making sure that those who are owed by KCC must be paid, Mr. Speaker. You can see this issue is involving so many ministries, Mr. Speaker. The Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, the Ministry of Cooperatives and SMEs, the National Treasury, the new KCC itself, the Attorney General, and now we are here at the Senate speaking about the same issue, Mr. Speaker. And if you look, if I can be able to open from this system, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the recommendation by the committee, Mr. Speaker, I'm looking for it so that I can read it. You know, we have a new system here, Mr. Speaker, which is giving us this kind of reports as we progress. Mr. Speaker, it's saying that the Ministry of Labor should invoke the processes of having interministerial meetings, Mr. Speaker, so that these people can be paid. It has also said that EACC should investigate the former directors of KCC, and especially for them to explain how they used the loan of about 400 million Kenyan shillings, Mr. Speaker. And this is a reminder to every Kenyan, and especially those who are being nominated by the president at the moment, right, left, and center, Mr. Speaker, that you might think you're on the president's side, but when the time catch up with you, Mr. Speaker, the law will come after you, Mr. Speaker, because you see the committee already has said that those directors should be investigated. Some of them are old, some of them died long time ago, Mr. Speaker, but can you imagine having worked as a director at KCC and 70, 30, 40 or 20 years later, the government is coming after you, Mr. Speaker. So this is a wake-up call that anybody who is working for any Kenyan parastatal, any government parastatal, that a time will come that you'll have to stand and answer questions. It doesn't matter whether the president is your friend or the current government is your friend. One day you will stand and explain what you did when you are serving in a certain position, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want this House, as we support this motion, Mr. Speaker, to think of it this way. Imagine waking up, getting a job, and working for so many years in a government parastatal. Then after you do that, Mr. Speaker, you leave the work, or you retire, or there is restructuring, or the company that you have been working for, the parastatal you have been working for, has been merged or has been dissolved, and then you go home, Mr. Speaker, without anything. Not your benefits, not the money you contributed to a SACCO that was supposed to assist you, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, it's only in Kenya where workers and employees retire from work, but their pension or their dues refuse to retire, Mr. Speaker. Because this is an issue that has been spoken, has been, discussed by ministries, by courts, by the Senate, and still alive, Mr. Speaker. Those who, the employees, those who are asking for the Senate through the petition to at least try to help them, Mr. Speaker, most of them died, Mr. Speaker. Their children suffered. Maybe they never went to good schools, Mr. Speaker. And here we are. But, Mr. Speaker, as we ask for them to be paid, as we ask for them to get their dues, We should also look into it that, Mr. Speaker, that we don't lose public funds. Because sometimes some people might say we act for KCC, probably they never worked, or others want to make money from this issue, Mr. Speaker. But I can tell you, owing to the fact that I know how this government works, these dues are legitimate, Mr. Speaker. Because if there is anything for the government to eat, they could have paid them, Mr. Speaker. If the government was making money from these people, they could have paid them. But because the government, or those who are in government, or this regime is unable to milk anything from these dues, that's why they're delaying it, Mr. Speaker. They should pay them today. And I concur with Senator Manzo that the Treasury should come up with a one-time fund, remittance fund, Mr. Speaker, so that they can pay them. And we should not wait, Mr. Speaker. We should not wait. We should be given timelines when they are supposed to pay them, Mr. Speaker. Because it is very sad. And this is a wake-up call to this House, that we should look, as a recommendation by the committee, that we should look into the Transfer of Businesses Act, Mr. Speaker. Because before you transfer businesses, the former employees should be given their dues. Before you transfer anything, Mr. Speaker, the employees should be given their dues. Because you cannot say we are new KCC, that we don't know about the older KCC. Then that will not be justice to those people who worked at the cases, Mr. Speaker. We need to verify the claims to protect the funds. We need to ring-fence funds, one-time settlement fund, Mr. Speaker. And finally, workers should not suffer because of restructuring. We should always make sure that workers benefit. And the parastatals that the president is saying that he's going to sell, like the Kenya pipeline and others, Mr. Speaker, we should make sure those employees there get their benefits before any restructuring is done, before any merger is done. And I even call upon people at Safaricom, if the government is going to do what it has been promising, selling Safaricom, we will have the same issue here again. So before any restructuring is done, before any sale is done, Mr. Speaker, they must make sure that workers are given priority, they're given their benefits, they're given their money. And I believe also, Mr. Speaker, the next thing you're going to see here is the employees of NHIF, because when the Shah came, there was restructuring, and they're also complaining behind closed doors, Mr. Speaker. So very soon they will come here. So I think it is good for us as a Senate to look into those acts, that is the Employees Act, Employment Act, and the Transfer of Business Act, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion.
Next is Senator Wabua Enoch, Deputy Minority Leader.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to also make my comments in regard to the motion before us. Mr. Speaker, I will begin by wishing our Catholic brothers and sisters and the Catholic faithful happy Ash Wednesday at the beginning of the month of Lent. To the Catholics in Kitui County, led by our Bishop Joseph Mongela, and indeed the Catholics in the country, I wish them happy Ash Wednesday and prosperity in the month of Lent. And